you see, one important thing that is required for any parliament to function is some special rights. If we don't give special rights and privileges to any legislative body, it will not be able to perform first, and second, it will not be able to maintain its sanctity or prestige in the eyes of the people. So, keeping this thing in mind, the makers of the Indian Constitution decided that there will be certain privileges which would be given to the parliament. Now, these privileges could be divided into two categories. First, privileges which are given to individual members, and second, privileges which the houses enjoy as a whole. Okay. Now, let us take a look at those privileges which individual members enjoy. First is the freedom from arrest. Now, suppose you have committed a crime. And if you have committed a crime, obviously, you will be arrested. But if a member of parliament, it means a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, has committed a certain kind of offense, and the house is in session, or the member is a part of a committee and the committee is deliberating over a matter, then that member cannot be arrested 40 days prior and 40 days after, counted from the date of that sitting or that session. Okay, it means suppose it is, say, 4th of March 2024, and that's when the charges have been leveled. Suppose the charges have been investigated, charge sheet has been created, and now the arrest orders have been issued. But the person cannot be arrested 40 days counted from 4th, it means after, and 40 days counted from 4th, prior, cannot be arrested. This is a privilege given to a member of parliament. If we fail to give this kind of privileges to the members of the parliament, then anybody can make a mockery of the deliberating processes that goes on in the houses. Okay, but keep this in mind that this freedom is limited only to civil arrest. Correct? It does not extend to criminal offenses. Otherwise, again, it would become a mockery of the justice system, that somebody has murdered, raped, or something like that, has indulged into a heinous crime, and yet takes advantage of parliamentary immunity. Correct? That's why this privilege is limited only up to civil arrests. मतलब मैं सीधे शब्दों में आपको ये बोलूं तो अगर किसी ने कोई सिविल ऑफेंस किया है, जैसे सिविल ऑफेंस जैसे समझ लो टैक्स नहीं भरा, got it? टैक्स नहीं भरा उसने, तो then there would be a tax law, and that tax law will recommend some sort of penalties or some sort of action against the person who has failed to file his tax returns. Then such a person cannot be arrested if the law says that if there is a recursive failure, then the order is the arrest order, then the person cannot be arrested unless 40 days have passed from the date of the sitting in the committee or in the house, whatever the case may be. Okay, not only 40 days after but also 40 days prior. मतलब उस दिन जिस दिन मीटिंग हुई उससे 40 दिन पहले और उससे 40 दिन बाद तक आप अरेस्ट नहीं कर सकते किसी को. अब वो मीटिंग या तो हाउस की मीटिंग हो सकती है या तो फिर वो मीटिंग क्या हो सकती है, किसी कमेटी की मीटिंग हो सकती है. कीप दिस इन माइंड. ओके, बट again, as I said, that this immunity is extended only up to civil arrest. That's the first privilege that the members of the parliament enjoy. It's an individual privilege. The second individual privilege is freedom from witness. Suppose there's a case going on, and where one of the advocates, that could be the prosecutor or the defense lawyer, it could be anyone, they want to call a member of parliament in the courtroom as a witness. Correct? Now that cannot be done. वैसे कैसे होता है कि कोर्ट ऑर्डर इशू कर देती है, जैसे कि समझ लो आपको कोई लॉयर विटनेस की तरह बुलाना चाहते हैं किसी केस में, तो कोर्ट ऑर्डर इशू कर देगी आपके नाम पे और वो ऑर्डर आपके पास आएगा और आपको फिर जाना पड़ेगा. Correct? But that cannot be done with respect to a member of parliament without the leave of the house. Leave का मतलब होता है permission. If the house does not give you permission, You cannot appear before the court of law as a witness in a particular case. Got it? ये तो हो सकता है, आप समझ सकते हो, अगर ये प्रिविलेज ना रहे तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. जैसे कि समझ लो कोई इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन रेज होने वाला है किसी मिनिस्टर के अगेंस्ट, समझ लो कोई स्कैम का इशू है, कोई करप्शन का इशू है, और आपने उसको बुला लिया किसी कोर्ट को इसमें विटनेस की तरह. Suppose the parliament is assembled here in Delhi and you have called the person in a court case in Chennai, say for example. The person has to travel 2 days prior. Do you get that? And therefore, the question, the minister would be saved from the question or from the deliberations that would take in the house thereafter. That's why this privilege has been given to the members of the parliament कि आप किसी को witness की तरह नहीं बुला सकते, गवाह की तरह आप नहीं बुला सकते कोर्ट में जब तक house permit ना करे. Do you understand that? That's another privilege only given to the members of the parliament. Yes, obviously. Otherwise, it makes no sense. The third one is freedom of speech. Now, you might think that this privilege is available to us as well under 19 clause 1 subclause A, but this is slightly different from the ordinary freedom of speech and expression that we have got under article 19 clause 1 subclause A. Remember, there is an adjoining article called article 19 clause 2 which highlights the ground on which reasonable restrictions can be imposed on your freedom of speech and expression. But these grounds do not hold water when it comes to freedom of speech of a member of parliament within the parliament. It means a member of Lok Sabha within the Lok Sabha or a member of Rajya Sabha within the Rajya Sabha. It means within the 4 walls of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. वहां पे उनके पास ये फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच और एक्सप्रेशन जो है वो हम लोगों के पास जो है उससे कई ज्यादा है. लाइक से फॉर एग्जांपल under article 19 clause 2 it says that you cannot exercise your freedom of speech and expression to defame somebody. Do you get that? आप ये नहीं बोल सकते that this person is corrupt. You cannot raise such kind of an argument without any substantial proof. But in parliament that can be done. Got it? This special right has been given to the members of the parliament so that they can criticize the policies of the government without fear. Got it? अगर ये राइट ना दिया जाए मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट को तो आप ये समझ सकते हो कि मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हमेशा डरते रहेंगे कि मैं कुछ बोल दूं अगर पार्लियामेंट में या मैं कुछ कर दूं मींस वोट in favor of something or against something, then action could be taken against me in a court of law. So the member would be always fearful, would be always sitting to his seat, will never stand up, never raise any question, never raise any doubts, never give any alternate policies, never suggest any alternate approach. So the entire house would become a dumb, you can say, body. It will not do anything proactive, and proactivity is required in a functional democracy. Got it? That's why this right has been given to the members of the parliament, which is freedom of speech. Now, one thing that you have to understand here is that this freedom of speech does not give an unchecked license to the members of the parliament to say whatever they want. Got it? Like say, in the name of freedom of speech and expression, you cannot outrage the modesty of a woman. Got it? So it is not an unhindered or unrestricted right. Rather, it is regulated by the rules of the house. Now, every house has a rule book, as I samajh, and the house functions as per the rule book. If you violate the rule book, obviously you will be evicted from the house, you will be thrown away from the house. So similarly, ध्यान से देखना इधर that there are certain rules of procedure, rules of operation. तो इन रूल्स में लिखा हुआ है, जैसे कि इन रूल्स में लिखा हुआ है कि आप कभी भी किसी के खिलाफ कुछ भी नहीं बोल सकते without any kind of substantial proof or without suggesting a mechanism by which we can extract proof. अगर जब तक आप ये नहीं कर सकते तब तक आप किसी के खिलाफ कुछ भी अनाप शनाप नहीं बोल सकते पार्लियामेंट में भी. The constitution itself places some restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression of the members of the parliament. Say for example, the members of the parliament cannot discuss the behavior of the Supreme Court judges or the High Court judges unless a motion seeking their removal is under consideration. मतलब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज सुप्रीम कोर्ट को कैसे चला रहे हैं, हाई कोर्ट के जजेस हाई कोर्ट्स को कैसे चला रहे हैं, ये मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट नहीं डिस्कस करेंगे unless there is a motion under consideration which seeks to remove a judge from his office. And you can understand a judge can be removed, a Supreme Court judge or a High Court judge can be removed by passing resolutions supported in both the houses by special majority, and the ground is proven misbehavior or incapacity. Only when you showcase that the judge suffers from incapacity or has misbehaved, then only you can pass such a resolution. By the way, that is also informally at times called as impeachment process. But as I told you, the word impeachment is specifically utilized with respect to the president. ठीक है? तो ये तो हुए कुछ individual privileges जो हर हाउस के मेंबर के पास है. अच्छा, आप ध्यान रखिए इस बात का कि जो ये प्रिविलेजेस मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के पास है, वही सेम सेट ऑफ प्रिविलेजेस मेंबर ऑफ स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर्स के पास भी है. इट मींस या तो फिर आप लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली के मेंबर हो, या लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल के मेंबर हो, या राज्यसभा के मेंबर हो, या लोकसभा के मेंबर हो, द सेट ऑफ प्रिविलेजेस रिमेन द सेम. ठीक है.